I wish I knew how to code! Do you wish you knew how to code? Yeah, I want to learn how to code. Well, if you want to learn how to code, dial 1-800-988-I-want-to-learn-how-to-code.
So before we get into the video, if you haven't watched the first how to code video, make sure to go watch it. It's gonna be in the description or the comment. I don't really know. With that out of the way, let's just get right into the video. So there's gonna be no intro because you guys kind of have been waiting for 2 months for a new how to code video. So we're just gonna get straight into the code. So in the last video, you learned public static void ghost monkey. I'm gonna call it ghost monkey 2. And then add your brackets and add your curly braces, just like this. And also in the last video, you learned the if statement. Now the if statement is very, very cool because basically you can do whatever you want inside of the if statement. It's honestly insane. So basically, like the last video, we're going to be doing controller input polar. That is not what I wanted. We're going to be doing the controller input polar. CO controller input polar, just like this. Then what you want to do is dot instance, just like this, dot instance dot right. For this tutorial, we're going to be doing the right controller primary button, just like this. So basically, when you have it like this, if you have a GUI, and I personally do have a GUI, I'm not going to be using my controllers if I'm on my computer. I'm going to be using walks in it. So basically, I want to bind this to one of my keys or my mouse. So in this case, I'm going to use my mouse. So you want to do two, I don't know what these called. I'm going to call them lines, but they're kind of right under your backspace, and you have to click shift. I'll flash up on the screen a photo of it or something. I don't know. But basically for this, you're going to type in mouse button, or just mouse. Yeah, you can just do mouse. Dot current dot right button dot is pressed. So basically what this is doing is whenever you press your right button on your mouse, it'll do basically what this is doing. So yeah, it'll basically do anything inside of the if statement, just like your right controller primary button. So now we're gonna code the ghost monkey. Now it's really, really simple, but it's really, really. So basically what you want to do is do gorillatag dot offline vrrig dot enabled equals false. Oh, I messed up. See, we all make mistakes sometimes. You want to do dot and you want to do instance. But basically, you can tell what this is doing, right? It's just making your VR rig invisible, and it's pretty cool. So now, when you stop holding your right controller primary button and or your right button on your mouse button, it's gonna keep you invisible, but we don't want that. So you're gonna add an else statement. Now, else statement is basically like after it's done doing something, it'll do something. So add your curly braces just like this. And basically we're going to do the opposite. To save some time, I'm going to just control C and control V just like this. Basically what you want to do now, just turn this to true. It's really simple. And this is basically really, really bare bones ghost monkey. Now you can make orbs for this, and I probably will on the part 3, but just for now, I'm going to leave it like this. All right, so now we're moving on to the second mod. It's really cool. A lot of you guys have been requesting this. And for this mod, we're doing no clip. I'm going to give you some time to set it up because, you know, you guys should learn how to code. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to set it up, public static void. So I'm going to let you guys do that. All right, so if you haven't already, public static void, no clip 2, or just no clip, I don't know. So basically, you know, set it up, public static void, pretty cool. So now we are going to be making no clip, and it's pretty cool. All right, so in this video, we're going to be using the bool. Now, a boolean or bool is basically true or false, and it's really cool. So we're going to do bool, disable colliders. Now, I already have it set up, so I'm going to just call it 2. Pretty cool. So now we're going to do equals controller input polar dot instance dot right controller index float equals, oh my bad. So you might be asking, what does F mean? And when we do controller input polar dot instance right controller index float, so basically F means float, and a float is just a number with a decimal. And the way gorillatag physics work is that your speed isn't exactly like 0.1. It's just 0.1 followed by like an infinite amount of decimals after that. So basically we just do this to kind of limit it. But in this case, we're just limiting how far you have to press your trigger button to go through the ground, or just to activate the if statement. So now we're going to start creating the no clip part. So basically we want to do mesh collider, and then we're going to do these square braces, whatever you want to call them, boxes, whatever. And we're going to do colliders just right here. You can probably see it with your IntelliSense. Equals resources dot find objects of type all. Then we're gonna do these little, like, I call them chompers because they look like, you know, alligator mouths. cool. But inside, we're gonna do mesh collider, go your brackets, and then like this. So basically, if you know Unity, C# development, which you should know, it's basically getting mesh colliders, and it's trying to find every object that has a mesh collider on it. So now we're gonna code the part where you actually go through the ground. So we're gonna do 2 enters down. So basically, what you want to do now is for each. Oh, it has IntelliSense right here, but just click tab. I'll explain it later. Then do your curly braces just like this, and then do collider dot enabled, and there's a IntelliSense again. But basically, it's just disabling colliders. But I'll explain the for each. Okay, so here we go. So basically, the for each loop goes through each mesh collider, and in the colliders array for each collider, it sets the enabled property of the opposite value. So basically, whatever that means. So whenever it finds a collider that is set to true, it will flip that and set it to false. So basically meaning it sets every single mesh collider, every single thing that has a mesh collider to false, so you just go straight through the ground. It's honestly really cool. And now for our last mod, Car Monkey. It's a fun mod. I like it. So I'm gonna let you set up the basic outline like before. So you can do that. We're going to be basically doing the same thing we did up here. So you can basically just copy this. Like, that's all you have to do. So we're going to do if brackets this, delete this little thing right here in the brackets right here, and then do your curly braces just like this. But basically what you want to do is gorilla locomotion dot player dot instance dot transform dot position plus equals gorilla locomotion dot player dot instance dot head collider dot transform dot forward. And now we're going to use delta time, so we're going to multiply time dot delta time by 15f. So basically, what this is doing, little voice crack there, it's just moving your head forward by 15f. So it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. So now, I'm going to add a spin onto it. So basically, this is basically just moving forward. That's all you're doing. So now, we're going to add a way to reverse. Okay, this is gonna be really cool. Okay? And it's really, really simple. You can actually just copy and paste this, and we're gonna be changing 2 things. So basically, you can change this to gorilla input polar dot instance dot right grab, just like this. And now there's a little simple thing that you have to do. So we're gonna change this to 20 first. And basically what we're gonna do, first I want to see if you can figure it out. I want you to try to figure out how to make this part of the code go backwards instead of forwards. It's really simple, but you just have to look really carefully. All right, you can pause this video, but try to find out how to make it go backward. All right, if you couldn't find out how to do it, it's really simple. You see this plus sign right here? Delete it and add a minus sign, just like this. So basically, it's moving it backwards. That's simple, like I said. But it's gonna move back at 20f. You can change it to 15, but it's faster to go backwards. So basically, that's how you make 3 mods for gorillatag. So that was part 2, and part 3 will come eventually. But I would like to shout out Gio336 330 3360. I don't know. I'll put it up somewhere on screen. But he has stayed so persistent and has kept on reminding me to make this video. So shout out to him. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to go check out my merch store because we got a new drop of merch. It's pretty cool. Cheap prices. Use code dynamic20 for 20% off. And yeah, make sure to like because it helps me out like insanely. Like, you don't even know how much it helps me. Make sure to subscribe because why not? And hopefully you found this video interesting and fun. So without further ado, goodbye.